Good morning and welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to African Metaphysical Center for Spiritual Healing, Body, Mind, and Spirit Development. I am your host, Kufu Amara, your metaphysical practitioner, Reiki master, Qigong instructor, bond practitioner, and mystic. Today's topic, I'm going to take you back into history a little bit. The spirit and the soul. The grave you stand over. Ancient Kemet invented the blueprint. And it started with this. Before there was heaven or hell, as you know it, there was Kemet. The ancient Kemetics, that's what Egyptians called themselves, Kemet, meaning the black land, didn't believe in just a soul. They believed you had multiple spiritual parts, and each one had a job to do after you transitioned. This wasn't superstition to them. It was technology for eternity. So let's go over those. The Ka, your life force, your spiritual double, born the moment you were. It needed sustenance, even after death. This is why they left food, drink, and offerings in tombs. The Ka still had to eat to survive in the next world. The next is the Ba, your personality, your individuality. What made you, you. Pictured as a bird with a human head, the Ba was free to leave the tomb, fly through the sky, and return to the body at will. It's literally depicted mid-flight on tomb walls, motion, freedom, and identity. Next is the Aku, the transformed, glorified spirit. This was the goal. When Ka and Ba successfully reunited after passing judgment, you became an Aku, an effective, luminous spirit who could dwell among the gods. That's why the tomb mattered so much. It wasn't just a burial spot. It was a home for the Ka, a launch pad for the Ba, and a gateway to become an Aku. Pyramids, tombs, sarcophagus, the Book of the Dead, all of it was an infrastructure built for the soul's survival. Let's talk about the judgment. But here's what most people don't know. Before you could become an Aku, you had to pass a trial. It's called the weighing of the heart ceremony. When you died, your heart believed to hold your conscious, memory, and moral records, was placed on one side of a scale, and on the other side sat a single feather representing Ma'at, truth, balance, and cosmic order. The god Anubis conducted the weighing. Thought, god of wisdom, recorded the results, and watching nearby, ready to strike, was Amet, part crocodile, part lion, part hippo, the devourer of the dead. If your heart was heavier than the feather, weighed down by wrongdoing, Amet ate it on the spot. No heart meant no afterlife. Total erasure. Game over. But if your heart balanced with the feather, you were declared true of voice and welcomed into the presence of Asar, god of the afterlife, to live on as an Aku, in the field of reeds. Kemet version of paradise. Sit with that for a second. Thousands of years before heaven and hell, before Judgment Day, before the pearly gates, Kemet already had a moral scale determining your eternal fate based on how you lived. A trial, a verdict, a consequence. The through line to today. Fast forward thousands of years and look at what survived. Preserving the body instead of letting it decay naturally. That's embalming. And it started with Kemetic priests using natron, salt, and resin. burying people in a fitted decorated container. That's the coffin, and it started with wooden Kemetic coffins nested inside stone sarcophagus. Burying the dead with meaningful objects like jewelry, belongings, keepsakes. That's a direct descendant of Kemetic grave goods. Marking graves with names, symbols, and monuments so the dead are remembered. That's the headstone, echoing tomb inscriptions meant to make you live forever through what? Memory. And the idea that your soul faces judgment based on how you lived, that moral weighing of the heart concept shows up, transformed in judgment narratives across religions that came centuries later. The grave didn't start with us, the soul having parts, a trial after death, a feather deciding your eternity. It all started on the Nile. The grave, the coffin, the judgment of your soul, it all traces back to ancient Kemet. So until next time, I hope you like the history. Ashe, ashe, ashe.